Connect talk show where we are real, relevant, and relatable. I am your host, Lady Valencia Hunt, and today I have with me a guest host, Miss Kashina Simmons.
Hello, good to be here.
Wonderful. We are just truly excited. We have an amazing show for you on today. So let's just get right into it. So we've been following from last week the college scandal. And last week, federal prosecutors charged 50 people, including Hollywood actresses Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman. They have business leaders and elite college coaches in what the authorities call the biggest cheating scam ever. They paid over $25 million to defraud these universities. Now, what they were trying to do, they were trying to get their kids into Ivy League schools. Now, the fixer behind this fiasco is Mr. William Rick Singer, who has since been given a plea deal. We actually pled guilty, but he's now been charged with several counts of money laundering, racketeering, conspiracy, as well as obstructing of justice. Now, I have two things to say. Number one, what's going to happen with everyone else, okay? I had two kids that are in college right now, and they're furious. They had to work their butts off to get SAT scores in. They have to work their butt off to get through school. I just believe that it's unfair that these people with more money can just come in and just kind of buy their way. The second thing I have to say is, what example are you setting? What about your kids? What do you think?
I agree with you. You know, it's not a good look at all because I believe that, first of all, what do you believe in your kids? Why did you pay $25 million in the first place? You don't think that your child was able to get up there on their own anyway?
That's good.
You know what I mean? Not only that, I just think that it's, for other kids out there, it's like you're teaching them. You're in the spotlight. You're supposed to be a good, person for them to look up to, but you're cheating your way, and you're showing kids that you can cheat your way, you can pay your way up to the top. It's not a good look at all. I think that they should set better examples than that, but stuff has already hit the fan. So
wow, it's crazy. So Justin Bieber, as you all know, he's a child star.
Yes.
And he took to Twitter. Well, right now he's recently married. And I remember Justin Bieber from back in the day with my children. I remember when he did his first show. It was a concert that he did in the theaters. And so we took our kids out and everybody was really excited. And he comes from a very good background, Christian background, so he is a believer. He recently got married, and so what he did was he took to Twitter and he said, I've been struggling a lot, feeling super disconnected and weird. I will always bounce back. I'm not really worried. Just wanted to reach out to my fans and ask you guys to pray for me. Now, I thought that was really big on Justin Bieber's part, so that you can be able to, in your success, be able to openly say, hey, listen, I'm not really feeling all my best today. I haven't been in quite some time. Listen, just pray for me. I'm a firm believer that there is, there's no healing in hiding. Okay, you just cannot, you don't have to suffer in silence. So he took to Twitter and he's just kind of let other people know that it's okay, that you're going through something. Just reach out and just ask for help, because you'll never know who you'll be impacting. You'll never know who life that you will change by this particular post. This is a great post. Justin Bieber, we will be praying for you. Saints, let's rally around Justin Bieber and his wife and pray for him in his time of need. I also believe that depression is real. I believe that there are a lot of people out there who are suffering with depression. And if you can get to someone who can help you and really, really change, then you can really, really change for the better.
Right. I agree because, he started so young.
Right.
He started where he didn't really have time to think about what he wanted to do.
Right.
Now he's at a place where he let go of the music, and now he's like, okay, he got married, and so now he's just like, I just want to give my life over to God, and he did that. Now he's all of a sudden saying that he's dealing with depression. Well, like Valencia said, depression is extremely real, because when you decide that you want to do one thing, it's like your heart can want to do do right, but your flesh wants to do something else. That brings spiritual warfare, and it makes you depressed. It brings your mental status into a zone of conflict, because you it's like tug of war. So I'll pray for Justin Bieber, because it's real, and I do understand whether you're a celebrity or you're just a regular person, depression's gonna hit whomever. So yes, if he asks for prayer, he needs it.
That's right. So can you imagine this? Now we're sitting here in the studio, right? And we are doing a show.
Right.
Well, the YouTube star, Adam22, is a big podcaster. He was literally doing a show, right, for all of his fans. The show is called No Jumper. And it's a real popular podcast. And according to authorities, the viewers got a big surprise doing this live stream when he had a gun pointed at him on his live stream when he was attempted to have gotten robbed. Now, I said attempted because he wasn't alone in the studio. He had a bodyguard that was around who actually roughed the guy up and took the guy out and tumbled him to the ground. Now, David Tran, which is a 24-year-old who was taken into custody by the LAPD on that particular night, he has not made a statement. A young man, we don't know why he did it. We don't even know what his motive was, why he did it, or what he was trying to do. But the attempt to rob Adam22 did not go as planned. And I tell you what, he actually has a bond right now. He's sitting in jail with the bond up to $50,000.
But that's a hard one to call, because a lot of times people are saying that he was trying to get the numbers up. Nowadays, with social media, the way that it's going, everybody wants to put some kind of video out there. Everybody wants to put drama out there, because everybody loves drama. Everybody loves drama, so they try to put that out there. They're saying he's trying to get the numbers up. They're saying that as while the guy came in, that people were laughing and like, oh, this is just Adam. But I'm not sure. I don't know.
He actually, in reading this, he thought that it was a prank himself.
Okay.
Come to find out that it was a proctor gun. It wasn't even a real gun.
Right.
It was an actor's gun. So I'm like, really? You went through all of that?
Right.
So I'm thinking maybe he pulled a Jussie Smollett on us, in the acting role. I don't know. But I just believe that listen, Adam, I hope that you are not doing it for ratings. I hope that this really did happen to you. I thank God for your live viewers who was just tweeting and who was going live on their pages saying this is what happened to you. I just think that that's really crazy. I mean, you can't, you're not even safe in your own studio.
Exactly.
We had to beef up security here because we don't want to be sitting in here and someone come through with a fake gun.
There you go.
So we just have to be careful
right.
in these times. Now, speaking of crazy times, okay? There is a pastor, in South Africa, where this video went viral, and the pastor's name is Alf Lokia, with the Alleluia Ministries International. It's called AMI for short. And the church, in this particular church, there was a man by the name of Elliot, who was allegedly raised from the dead. Now, this happened back in February, and this video went viral, where this AMI pastor had his congregation, and they were actually doing a funeral. The man was laying in the casket. He came and spoke in his native tongue, and they were going around doing some things on him, and all of a sudden, this man named Elliot raised from the dead. Like they reenacted a resurrection. Come to find out that there is a South African news channel by the name of SABC1 who launched an investigation. Because apparently the talk around South Africa is that this AMI church is apparently doing this, and they're paying people to pretend that they are sick so that they can heal them, and they can get more money so they can have more drama. Well, apparently what the investigation proved was that that's exactly what happened. There was one woman by the name of Samantha Ravesi who said that she went to AMI, which is the church, one morning for prayer. because she had been depressed. She had just lost her job. But when she got there, they were like, oh yeah, we'll pray for you, but we need you to do one thing for us. We need you to fill out these papers to say that you are HIV positive. And by the time that we get through praying for you, we want you to say that you are no longer HIV positive. And this lady was floored.
Yeah.
She was blown back. She said, no, I needed the money, I needed prayer, but I'm not going to defraud God's people to say that there was something wrong with me, and there's not. Well, the investigation came out to say that this particular pastor all over this particular region in South Africa is paying people with disabilities to say that they've been healed. They're paying people to say that they have been healed from not only diseases, but they've been healed from sickness. And so this is just an outrage. I believe that we are ready as a church, have a black mark on us. We have to get it together. God is not pleased. And I'm going to tell you something else. I'm not a prophet, but we think that that's going on in South Africa. We just need to wait, because that's going to happen. We're going to see it unfolding right here in the United States. It's already happening underground. It's definitely happening where people are paying people to say that God has healed them when they're not really even sick.
You know, I just think that is not a good look at all. I mean, what does that say for those that, you know, that are really trying to save souls? You know, you have ministers out here that really wants to bring people inside of the church so that they can get their lives together. But then you have hypocrites you have people that are conning to get money. Well, you know, we have to be careful, you know, because a lot of unbelievers don't realize, you know, how you're supposed to discern. They immediately see something that's not right and they just run. That gives them another reason to run. So we're trying to bring people in the church. It's not a good look that you're gonna, you know, run people.
Speaking of prayer, we definitely want to pray for Phyllis Young. She is a owner of a 3-bedroom bed and breakfast in Hawaii. And what happened was, back in 2007, she refused to service or to rent a room out to a lesbian couple. Well, here in 2011, the lesbian couple has since filed a lawsuit against her. Now, this went all the way up to the Supreme Court. And what happened was, in 2011, Young was actually sued by the couple, and the ruling as of today is still standing. Now, one of the attorneys from the law firm by the name of Peter Wren took to the media, and he made a statement back in 2011 who was really, really against these Christian ladies for not renting out this room because of their religious purposes. And what he said was, when you open your doors of your business to the public, Hawaii law absolutely forbids you from discriminating against your customers. You can't roll out the welcome mat when you see a lesbian or gay couple, and just as you can't refuse to do business with Jewish customers, African American customers, or disabled customers. Young now was actually represented by the Alliance Defending Freedom, which is her law firm, which is backing her because of her religious beliefs. Now, this is a conservative law firm that has never lost a case. They've won multiple cases from the Supreme Court and above from issues resolving and involving religious activity. They didn't win this one.
Okay, no, that's right.
It's 2019, and this is still in the Supreme Court. And as of lately, when I read, the Supreme Court is saying that they're not going to release this, that she is going to have to pay or do whatever she has to do, because they feel like this was violating the rights of the lesbian couple.
Right. Well, what about the Christians? What about their rights? You know, what about our rights, shall I say? Excuse me. But Christians, we have rights too, and I feel like, you know, it's her right, it's her business, number one, and it's her right. But I don't think it's discriminatory. There's no sin against being black. There's no sin against being a Jew. But there's a sin against being a lesbian, being gay, there's a sin against that. So I believe she have every right to do that. But like you know.
Here's what I would say too with that. You know, as Christians, it's like this. We love the person, we dislike the sin, right? So you don't be mean and nasty to the people, especially in these days and time and the climate that we live in. You can hold fast to what you believe, but just be sensitive about how you're doing it and why you're doing it. I believe that, you know, we have to be very sensitive to what they're going through, but I also believe that they have to be sensitive to what we're going through. My thing is this: where is the Christian backing for when we need support?
Exactly.
Where is the Christian community at when we need the support? Every other organization have their backing, and they have a strong backing. I just believe that now more than ever, Christians need to stand in solidarity for what they believe. They need to stand in solidarity for who they believe in. If we believe in Jesus Christ, we need to take the stand and believe that what the Bible says is true, and we are not wavering from it. And if we chose not to indulge in certain things, I'm not talking about an establishment.
Right.
If we chose not to indulge in certain things, then I believe as Christians we should have that right. We absolutely should have that right, and I believe that we absolutely should have that backing.
Right.
Now, speaking of churches, we're talking about people falling out of church. The online churches are becoming very popular nowadays.
Okay.
You can turn on your television or turn on your phone or your computer, and you can have a full-blown church service right there from without not even leaving your home. We used to call it bedside Baptist, but you know, right about now, you just have it's growing.
Right.
I mean, you have internet churches popping up everywhere, all over the country, and the churches in general are kind of suffering. And the pastors are saying, and the lay people and the committee is saying, you know, what's going on?
Right.
You know, we have to get back to the sanctity
Right.
of the church. We have to get back to the holiness of the church. The church is where it's holy. You're standing on holy ground. You know, you can't get the same spirit that you're going to get from your iPhone.
Right.
I'm sorry, an iPhone would never replace that feeling of the Holy Spirit, or that feeling and that touching of just that warm body of that person right next to you that's saying, I went through this. I see what you're going through. And I believe that we need to get back to what God said, the original foundation of the church, and we go from there. What do you think?
I think that's called lazy worship. I think that's
love
lazy
that.
worship because, you know, the Bible says assemble yourself.
That's right.
You know, so when you in with your brother and your sister, that's how you're going to be able to worship with them.
That's
You're going to
right.
come together, even if it's 2 or 3 of you, but where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, he will be in the midst. When you're at home, baby, because you can be cooking and
Right.
doing everything. That's lazy. Thank you, Lord. Instead of
Right,
cooking.
instead of cooking.
No.
Right.
Assemble yourselves.
That's right, that's right.
I think we should stay just like that.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Well, thank you so much for watching this portion of The Connect. We'll be right back.
Okay.